Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today, as we come to our word from the Word, and today that word is sight. Sight. Now, yesterday we were talking about strength. Today we're talking about how the Lord says, "I have plenty good sight." Now you think about not only can God see what's going on now, God can see. Time doesn't affect Him like it does you and I. So as He can see the future, He sees it as it's already done. He sees things in the past and in the future all at the same time in ways that we can't even begin to comprehend. But if you think about just removing yourself from time and looking at time starting here and ending here, then God is looking at all of it, and where we're at on that timeline, only God knows. Now, with that, with this word sight, thinking about what he can see, why would we trust in anybody else? If he's the only one that can see all things, know all things, then why do we ever trust in anyone else? This has been the theme throughout that God was telling Israel, why are you placing your faith and trust in all these other nations, all these other people? He says, I'm the only one you are to trust. Now, this theme this week, as you see, do not fear, or I am God, I am Yahweh. This is what I have done. This is what I am doing. This is what I will do. Let's look and see what he says today. Isaiah chapter 42, verses 8 and 9 says, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another, nor my praise to carved images. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And that last line, he's saying before events even happen, I can tell you what those events are going to be. Look to the book of Revelation, the revelation that was given to John. It tells him all the things that will come to pass. And the only way that God could give those prophecies with such great detail is that he knows, he already sees it. His sight is not like ours. We can't even begin to imagine what that must be like. Now, you and I, a lot of times, you say, okay, well, I could kind of see that happening. I could see that coming true. Yeah, you may be able to imagine it. You may be able to picture it in your quote unquote in your mind's eye, but you're only speculating. You're only guessing. God knows because God sees. And with this, if he has the sight to see everything that's going on in your life in the future, then why would you trust him? Why would you trust anybody else but him? So he says, I won't even give my praise. He said, I won't even share my glory with these other little g gods. Think about how many times Israel turned their back on the one true seeing God and trusted in idols that they made with their own hands, who did not, the eyeballs they had were only carved into the image. They had no ability to see, no ability to speak, no ability to hear, and certainly not any ability to save. But God says, I am God. That's my name. Use it. Don't abuse it, but use it. Trust in it. Listen to what I'm telling you. Now, as you look throughout this whole chapter and all the chapters that we're looking at this week, I think over and over you see the message of hope for the future. It's been a whole lot about destruction and a whole lot about judgment in the first half of the book. And not that that's completely absent from the end, but the truth is, he's saying, look, there's going to be a time that's going to be restored. These old things have passed away, but I'm making all things new. Now, they couldn't imagine what new would look like. Even in their limited capacity, they would have imagined a restored Jerusalem, a restored temple. It's hard to imagine. They wouldn't even been able to imagine what we're seeing today. Much less, how can we imagine what heaven will be like? What, as we talked about Sunday, what that day, the dreadful day of the Lord, would look like. But see, we don't have to trust in scientists. We don't have to trust in in astrologists. We don't have to trust in doctors. We don't have to trust in lawyers. We don't have to trust in psychics or preachers. You don't trust in any people. Trust only in the Lord. That's why we trust in His Word, because His Word tells us exactly what's going to happen. And you say, well, wait a minute, it doesn't give me every detail. No, it doesn't. Nor does it have to. Because all you need to know is that God can see it. All you need to do is believe it. Trust it, follow it in obedience. Trust Him, follow Him in obedience. And then you'll be able to see the way as well. God bless you. And I pray you have a great, great day.